Hey y'all, it's Insanity back with another video. And since I haven't made a video in a long time, I thought I'd give y'all a little story time about me. So at the moment it's 1:26 a.m. Let's see that. So story time about me. I'm adopted. I'm 16. My birthday is January 3rd. I am a family of 5. I have 4 brothers and I'm the only girl. So my real mom and my real dad, I've been told so many stories. There's been stories like that they didn't want us, that they gave us up. And then there's a story that she couldn't take care of us, that they just took us. Then there's been stories that she was on drugs, all this like confusing stuff. And at the age that I was, I didn't really understand any of that. But at the age I am now, 16, I started to realize that one of the stories were true. She just gave me up, like she didn't want us anymore, stuff like that. So I've been in foster care for over, I don't know how long, since I was 2 to 14 years old. I'm 16 right now. So at the moment right now, I am adopted. I got adopted like 2 years ago by this family. Before I got adopted, I've been in and out of foster care, in and out of different homes. They've been moving me to hospitals, thinking that a girl was crazy. I'm not crazy, y'all, at all. Mostly me, if you know me, I'm quiet. I stick to myself, So that's that. And the people that I was with, I don't even remember their names. All I know was like, y'all know what group homes are? It was kind of like that, but it was just like in an actual home with a person, and then maybe like some girls or boys, whoever was living there that was also in foster care. But I got moved, and at the age of 14, when I was in court, I think I was in court, because when you're in foster care, you have to go to trials and stuff like that, so they can check on you, see how you're doing, see your progress from when you got there and how you're doing then. So I had like a lawyer, and then I have a CPS worker. That's what it was called, a CPS worker. Her name was Dana Green. I still remember that shit. So we were sitting down because I had just got out of the courtroom from talking to the judge, and I was like, how, like, because they were talking about like something about adoption, stuff like that. They were like, think about that, see if you want it. So I was like, because I never heard of it, because nobody ever came to me and was like, oh, there's adoption like where people can come and pick you and keep you as their own, So I talked to her and I was like, could you like sign me up for that? Because I was like, shit, if I can get out of foster care, then I'm good. You can sign me up for that shit. So I was just ready, because foster care is not always like people say it is. It's not. If you've been raised and moved from house to house, it's not. Yes, they're not. Some foster care places, they're not mean to you. Like, I'm not saying like they go beat you, they don't feed you stuff, because they fed me shit. I'm fat as hell. We went to school, we learned, we did everything. It's just your behavior that counted on everything. So they were good to us. It's just not a place you want to be, Like, you have to have visitation with your family. Like, at the moment right now, fast forward a little bit. At the moment right now, I don't get to see my brothers at all, because when you're adopted, the parents have the right to say, oh, we don't want you seeing them anymore. Once you get your last name changed, you don't have to get your last name changed, but I thought it was respectful, since they took me in and they didn't have to change my last name to something else. But I still tell people, like on my Facebook account, my last name is Johnson. That's the last name I was born with, Johnson. All my brothers have the last name Johnson. So I still keep that last name, still tell people, oh, my last name Johnson, but I do have another last name, So let's go back to the court. I was asking her, I was like, Can you sign me up for that, you know? And she was like, yeah, we'll sign you up. Immediately, she signed me up. And with that being said, she wasn't an adoption caseworker, so which means I had to switch caseworkers. And then my next caseworker, her name was Talisha, I think. I think that was her name, Talisha. She got me there. We went to this event for people who want to get, well, first I was on the news, and they were like recorded, put me on the news to tell people like, oh, I want to be adopted. I was just telling them things about me, like how I like to bake and stuff like that. I just want a home that will just love me and keep me, you know, stuff like that. If y'all want to see that video, I'll do a reaction to the video because it's cringy, but that's another video. We went to that, we were on the news, and then after that, maybe like a week or a month later, there was like this event for all the kids that wanted to be in adoption to go to meet different families so they can talk to them, get to know them, and see if they like them, to see if they're the right child for them to take them home and keep them as their own, you know? And I was talking to this one lady. Well, I was not talking to nobody. Let me take that back. I was just walking around, and this lady came up to me. She was just like, hi, how old are you? And I guess since I was quiet, she's the quiet type, the one that's down. She adopted me, you know, but she's so quiet. She reads, she likes the quiet, all that. Me, when I first meet people or when I'm first around people, I'm like first in a place and I've never been, I'm so quiet, you know, I don't talk, all that. So I guess she saw me as that quiet girl. I'm not nowhere near quiet. If you know me, I'm nowhere near quiet, but I went to that. Like a few days later, they contacted the adoption parent that I was with, and they were like, they have found me a home or something like that. They were gonna let me go look at it, see if I wanted to be there. Because as the child that wants to be adopted, I have the right to say yes, I want to be with them, and yes, I don't. Then they can find somebody else for me, you know. So I went there, and then I would stay weekends with them to see how I liked them, stuff like that. And they were a good family. They weren't bad. I stayed with them. I'm still with them as you now, so not bad, but things flipped, you know. It like changed to where like since they have the say so, if you know me, I'm like really close to my brothers. Like my brothers are all I have, you know. I'm like the only girl, and being moved and separated from them for so long and having contact with them, to switch it up to not having contact with them, that like hit me hard, you know. So they say that me having contact with my brothers will be a bad thing, you know. They were like, maybe it's gonna change the way you see us if you still have contact with them. And it's not, you know. My brothers, I don't switch up for nobody, ever. That's just me. I don't switch up. If I switch up, that's because I switched up because of myself. I'm not switching up because my brother did that. I'm not switching up because my mom. No, I'm not switching up for nobody. So they said I switched up, my behavior changed. So they were like, so we would like if you stop talking to your brothers, stuff like that. You know, I got mad. I got real mad. I got upset. I was just like really frustrated because that's my family. You know, you don't want somebody to come to you and be like, oh, you can't talk to them no more, you right? And then they were like, so I just stopped talking to them. I told them why. They didn't want me to stop talking to them, but you know, they're my parents and I have to listen. It's respectful, you know. Then a few months later, my real mom contacted me because on Facebook I had my last name, like my birth last name, because Tamisha Johnson, I had it on there. She contacted me and she was like, is this Tamisha? And I was like, yes. And she was like, do you have 4 brothers? And I was like, yes. And then she literally named all of them with their birthdays. And I was like, whoa. Because at first she told me she knew me. And I was like, you know me. I'm your daughter. What? You know, like, the fuck? And then she was like, then she sent me pictures of them. They were all together as a family, like all my brothers. And then I found out that I had more brothers, and then I had 2 sisters. Like, I didn't even know that. So now I have 2 little sisters, and I got 3 more little brothers, you know, to add on to the family. And once again, I can't contact them because they don't want me contacting my family, you know? So that hit me hard. So I had to go tell them, like, my mom contacted me, stuff like that. They let me talk to her for a little, but then they were like, you changed once she contacted you. All that, like, kind of bullshit, you know? That just really got me mad, you know? Because, like, that's my family. Like, they had me. No matter if they gave me up, that shit is in the past. That don't mean I forgot this shit. Because I still remember it. And I still always ask, like, why? Like, what made you want to give us up, you know? And I asked her that. And I will show y'all the messages, like, in the next video if y'all want that. But I was just, like, talking to her, trying to ask her why, trying to see if my brothers were okay, telling her that I got adopted now. And then they told me that they didn't want me to be adopted because they were trying to find me so we could all be together. But, you know, since I'm adopted now, my name, by the state of law, is with them. And I can't leave them, the family that I'm with, until I'm 18, you know? So it was just real hard. My life has not been easy. Like, me, I'm smiley, I laugh, I joke, I'm goofy, I'm dumb as hell too. But deep down, behind cameras, when I'm not talking to anybody, I just sometimes sit and I just cry, you know? Sometimes I just wish there was somebody here to, like, talk to. Like, talk to. Like, I have my boyfriend. I talk to him every day. I mean, like, family, you know, like, real family. But when your family not here and you can't talk to them, it's just hard. It's just real hard. But I've gotten to the point where I'm strong enough to be like, okay, that happened to you, but you can grow from it. You've grown. You've gone so far. You've grown a lot from when you were. Because back then, I was bad, boy. I used to say, fuck it. And I did not give a fuck what anybody said. Sorry for my language from cussing a lot. It's just like, I'm trying to give y'all the real detail. Because I noticed some users, they blank they shit out. And they're like, no, I'm being real with y'all. Like, I used to literally say, fuck you to this person. Fuck you to that person. Like, I hate you. Like, you know. And I understand that was hurtful. But, you know, when you got a lot of pain stuck in you, you just let that shit out. I'm the type of person that holds my stuff in. Like, I'll hold it in. And if somebody says the wrong thing to me, it'll make me mad for what they said, but then everything else I was mad about will come out with that. And, you know, that's not good, but I gotta work on it. But being adopted is not as everybody says it is, you know. Me, I think being adopted is kind of like being in foster care. They give you a home, they feed you, they school you. You don't have a lot of freedom. Just like if you were in foster care, you don't have a lot of freedom. At least the one thing that I liked about foster care is that I got to talk to my brothers, you know? I didn't have nobody say, oh, you can't talk to them no more. Because my brothers is what keeps me going. Like, if I show you right now, I literally don't talk to them. They'll text me, it'll pop up on my screen. But to respect the parents that I'm here with, I don't talk to them, you know? It's just, like, hard. It's, like, real hard, but I just pray everything's okay with them. Like, I hope everything's going good with them, you know? But that was my story time of how I'm adopted, how I got adopted, my family, like, a part of me that I usually don't tell people. I'm not afraid to tell people because I had to live with my whole life. People ask me. There's, like, books and books, like, all over. Like, right now, if you go in their room, there's a big ass book of paperwork all on me. People write stuff about me, write this. To be honest, if I had a chance, I'll grab that bitch and I'll burn it because, like,